Obviously, a lot of good things. The 37 assists, is a great number. The spirit of sharing the ball was terrific. We won the third quarter, which is something that we haven't done. I don't know if we've done it all year. So that was an important step to take. It was a much-needed win against a team that had just beaten the world champion. So it's one that to feel good about, but certainly not exhale with New York coming in here.
The balance really stands out. You had 5 different players with at least 16 points. I know you'll take a huge individual night too, but the way this team is built and the injuries that you're dealing with, is this kind of the ideal path for you offensively?
Well, it's a team that's got to be built on playing very well together and having balance. It's just how we're built. So, yeah, I mean, I thought, this is the kind of game we needed. This is the kind of game we'd like to play. I'd rather not give up 118 points, but it was kind of one of those kind of games. And, last 3 minutes notwithstanding, there were a lot of good things, and they threw in some pretty tough shots. So we need to embrace this and keep working at getting better. There was a lot of good signs tonight, a lot of things that we're doing better. We wanted to keep turnovers down. 14 is not a great number, but it's better than what we've been doing. So, we'll take that. We did well on the boards, So, and look, Karras adds an awful lot for us. Just not just scoring, but his playmaking ability. It just he really has some unique gifts as a playmaker as well as a scorer.
They seemingly threw a lot at you, some full court press, some zone. Your offense was really consistent all night. How pleased were you with that? They're able to have success despite all those different looks that San Antonio was throwing. Yeah,
we looked at their game against Milwaukee. They did all those things very well. I thought we attacked well. We had a good shot-making night. When the ball moves the right way, it tends to go in the basket more, which is always a good thing. But look, we're a team that's, we've got to be a physical, tough team. We play big. That's got to be part of our identity. And efficiency's got to be part of our identity too. And I think, we took some steps in that direction tonight, and we just got to keep moving that way.
You've talked after a lot of games recently about getting into the paint and paint touches and how that helps your offense. It felt like that was a lot better tonight. Has that been a focus for you guys on really making sure guys get in there and get the offense moving from the paint like that?
Yeah, we definitely want to attack the paint as much as possible. That's consistent with really any team in the league. But we struggled doing it, over the previous 3 games at Toronto, Brooklyn, Toronto home. Better tonight, and we'll see. Whenever we're able to get Malcolm back, he's one of the best guys in the league at putting pressure on the rim. So, again, some pretty good positive things that we need to build on and keep it going.
So, Coach, the Knicks are rolling right now, and you guys are going to play them next. What do you plan to do to make sure that you end up with the victory?
Well, they're very physical. They're very deep. They play 10 guys. They have a 5-man second unit that plays very effectively. They make the game a physical game, and they make it hard for you to move around on the floor. And so we're going to have to play with a strong disposition at both ends of the floor. Obviously the things we can control, the energy, the effort, the attitude, those things got to be there. And defense and rebounding, those are the 5 things that we can always control. And we're going to have to do a good job in those 5 areas on Wednesday.
Myles, 2 nights after you guys had 94 points, the offense goes for 131, never really relents the whole game. What was the key to such a complete performance on that end to you?
Man, we were really moving the ball. I think we had 37, 38 assists, something like that. And, when everybody's scoring in double figures like that, everybody touches the ball, I mean, that's going to be that's the best way to play the game. Everybody feels involved and everybody contributes. And, it plays its dividends. We had 137 points, something like that. It's a lot.
It seemed like you were able to establish yourself early, and then not only you, but your teammates fed off of that. How important is getting those first 6 or 7 minutes under your belt successfully to you?
Getting out to a strong start sets the tone for the game. I think it's something that I got to, keep doing, asserting myself, get on the boards and just playing with energy. That's what I'm trying to do, just try to energize this team and, do whatever it takes to get us over the hump, and it started tonight.
Myles, how did your guys' first half defense influence the way you got into your offense? Seems like Spurs played with pace, but seems like when you forced a miss or got a steal, you got into your offense very quickly.
Yeah, we got to get out and run more. I think that's the best offense in the NBA, when you get out and run in transition, score when you got numbers, and that's the way we want to play, more often than not. So if our defense can lead our offense or charge it up like that, we're good. I think we played solid defense, even these past, few games. It's just, bad bounces here and there, a couple plays from winning, but we got to stay the course.
So, Myles, congratulations tonight. You look good. Your stats are great. But you have the Knicks coming. You have Derrick Rose. You have Julius Randle. You have Obi Toppin. What do you plan to do to make sure that you defend home? Because the Pacer-Nick partnership or relationship has always been heated. What do you plan to do to defend home?
Of course, we celebrate this win tonight, then we get back to work tomorrow. I think that it's you take it one game at a time. They have some talented players over there, but we stick to our roots. Get the scout report out here, pretty soon, and we face the guys in the preseason, so we know what to expect a little bit. But it's going to be a challenge. I think it's a conference rival. Someone that's been a spirited game here and there. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Myles, Coach made a point about how your third quarter was really good tonight, and that had kind of been a struggle as of late. How big was that for you guys to kind of get that strong third quarter and getting this win?
No, it's huge. I think that, when you have a team down, 20 or so points at halftime, I'm sure, as coaches make an emphasis, to get out there and start early. So, they were going to try and get out on a run, assert themselves. We couldn't let that happen. We got to make it a point that when we're up that early, you got to stay up and, assert your own will in the game. It's easy for teams to creep back. 20 points in the NBA, that's not a big lead at all. So, we had to continue to build on it. We had a couple slip-ups here and there, but, we were able to, weather the storm.
Myles, how much did the dynamics of the offense change with Karras out there with both his scoring and his playmaking ability?
Yeah, man, he's we've been missing him. He's someone to go out there and break down the defense and create for himself and create for others. It's a luxury to have that on your team, and it's fast we missed for a minute now, and I'm glad he's starting to finally find his rhythm, find his groove. He's come out the gates hot, and we're going to need him down the stretch.
Lost Malcolm just before you got Karras back. It seems like he's progressing. Maybe in the next couple of games or so you could get him back. I know you won't have TJ for a while, but that's a pretty healthy unit if you can get him back. What are your thoughts on just the potential of that group?
I think the potential is endless at this point. We just haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen it consistently. So once we get our back to normal, back to healthy, and back to playing the way that we want to play, I think the sky's the limit at that point. So we got to continue to get guys healthy, continue to keep playing, and stay the course.
Justin, you guys hit 18 threes tonight. You had 5 of them yourself. You shoot at almost 50% on the night. What to you allowed the three-point shot to be so effective tonight?
I think we had a lot of energy on the offensive end. Guys moving, the ball moving, getting downhill. And I think also at the end of the day, Domas just brings so much attention to him that sometimes people are ahead of time worried about him and trying to make sure they can slow that type of stuff down. So I think it's a lot of things, a combination of things of our energy and stuff, and even just, having that presence of Domas.
There were times in the game when maybe you would have preferred to be stronger on defense, but your offense was always there. What was the key to just such a complete night offensively to you?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like the energy was there. And not in the sense of cheering energy, but guys were moving around quickly, moving efficiently, making good plays, and making plays for one another. For example, how Domas and Myles were screening, how they were rolling, how TJ and Brad were getting downhill and looking for guys, and and then I think Karras' presence too. I mean, Karras scores any way he wants. So I just think we just did a really good job of playing off of all those type of actions and knocking shots down.
Justin, every game you guys had played prior to this one was close or tight down the stretch. How does it feel mentally for this team, and what kind of boost can it give you to just stomp a team wire to wire?
I think that is a good feeling to kind of see what you've been working on and try to put together work so well, and hopefully we can have that energy roll over, and taking into the games that are going to be tougher, and still try to find a way to keep that same high spirit in those games.
Justin, along those lines, Coach pointed out this was the first time you guys have won the third quarter of the season. And it's maybe not easy to win the third quarter when you're up as much as you were at halftime. How important was it for you guys to keep your foot on the gas in the second half?
Yeah, it was very important. Not even just for this game, but for how we play in the future. Because third quarters have been times when we've struggled. And one thing we wanted to make sure we did tonight and continue to do is win the third quarter and not have that lull like we've had in the past.
So, Justin, hello, how are you doing?
How are you?
Welcome back or welcome, whatever.
Thank you.
So the Knicks-Pacers relationship is intense, and it's going to be all eyes on you. I mean, you're a former Knick. They're coming into your house. What do you plan to do to make sure that they don't get that victory that are you ready for that kind of smoke?
I always plan to play well, shoot great, and guard well. The main thing is as a team that we, again, use this win to let it roll over and be able to play a good team, a good brand of team basketball for 48 minutes, and hopefully be able to, win the game. I mean, again, if you're not going into the game thinking you're going to do well and win, then you probably shouldn't be playing in the first place.
Unless you guys have had some strong offensive nights this season, some good defensive nights too, but nothing as complete as this was. What does that do? What's the significance of having a game as complete as you were able to put up tonight?
It's great, it starts on the defensive end, and everybody going out there fighting, getting into their body. That really gets us going, It creates turnovers, bad shots, and then we have easy transition points, and then everybody gets going, everybody's into the game, and today it showed.
They had a big offensive third quarter, but you were able to kind of go stride for stride with them. How important to you was that to not let them back in the game, that big run that you had seen in other games never really came?
We knew we had a lead at halftime. That was all we talked about in the locker room, as a team. Like our third quarter, we got to come out strong. We can't let this one slide.
Domas, can you characterize what the ripple effect of having Caris LeVert is out there? I mean, he can create for himself, but he seems to pick up the pace. Also creates for others. I mean, it just seems to be a big, almost like a snowball effect.
It's amazing having him out there. We definitely miss him. Hopefully we get everybody back soon. But yeah, he's one of the best players on the team. He attracts so much attention. He gets everybody else open. And on top of that, he can create and score himself. So it just makes the ball move more. And then after that, it gets contagious. I think there was like 6-7 of us in double digits. And then everybody's willing to share and move it. And that's when the fun begins.